Did you know it took a team of over Hong Kong people to uncover this single tomb chamber? It is the largest excavation in Chinese history. Inside, they found over Hong Kong artifacts, including 10 unique national treasures and the world's oldest portable folding bed. Are you curious about the Blue Hat who owned this tomb and what else lay inside? Let's travel back to February to find out. Construction began on the Jingsha Railway, but the route was planned to cut right through a small hill known as Baoshan. This mound was actually a massive burial site with a diameter of 9 meters, clearly belonging to an high-ranking Chernobyl. Could this be the resting place of an founding elite? An rescue excavation was launched as soon as the site entered the construction zone. Experts soon discovered 3 robbery holes, one of which was 4 meters wide, causing immediate concern for the artifact's safety. Surveying revealed a massive GS-shaped pit over about 9 meters wide, marking it as one of the largest CHU tombs ever found. The scale was staggering. Workers had to move over about 5 cubic meters of earth just to reach the burial chamber. To move that much soil, you would need 5-ton trucks, raising questions about whether the tomb remained intact. From the surface to the floor was over 9 meters deep, so experts used long ropes and specialized probes to test the bottom. The probes brought up bamboo matting in excellent condition, suggesting the environment inside was surprisingly well preserved. When Ange test flame was ignited by escaping gases, experts realized this was N-sealed fire tube, which protects artifacts perfectly. This meant the robbery holes hadn't broken the internal seal. By June 19, the formal excavation of the mound finally began. Local villagers were mobilized by the hundreds, and at its peak, thousands worked while tens of thousands of spectators watched. The site was an absolute sea of people during the peak of the digging process. Once the mound was cleared, the pit was revealed to be nearly 5 square meters, including a massive 9-meter access ramp. After removing the filled dirt, experts saw a level staircase leading down, a clear sign of the highest-ranking funeral system. These steps were a status symbol, with more steps indicating a deeper grave and a much more powerful occupant. As they dug, they noticed a robbery hole that suddenly veered away, suggesting the thieves got lost or confused underground. Near that hole, they found An's bronze shovel, some rope, and a set of skeletal remains belonging to an ancient intruder. Experts believe the thief suffocated from a lack of oxygen in the deep, narrow tunnels, and fate often mistaken for curses. This discovery gave the team hope that the treasures remained untouched. After 6 months, they finally reached the chamber's clay seal. This blue-gray clay is a unique true burial feature, and its appearance brought out many high-ranking officials to witness the opening. Once the clay was cleared, the 7-meter square wooden chamber was revealed, covered by bamboo mats that looked brand new. Despite being about Hong Kong years old, the mats were still flexible. The lid consisted of massive beams weighing 2 tons each. Removing the lid revealed 5 sections, a central coffin area, and 4 surrounding compartments for the various burial goods. Opening the south compartment first, the team was stunned by the vibrant red lacquer, looking as if it were just buried yesterday. Exquisite lacquerware and weapons were everywhere, appearing pristine despite the passage of over 2 millennia. However, the unavoidable oxidation that occurs upon opening is always a lingering regret for the archaeological team. In the head compartment, they found baskets of peaches and venison. After draining the water, some intact artifacts were catalogued. These included Muechin bronze tripods representing high stags, along with intricate cups, gold, inlaid vessels, and ceremonial swords. Several national firsts were immediately identified, drawing intense interest from the scholars on scene. They found the earliest ritual wedding cups, and gold, inlaid bronze vessel, and an lacquer box, featuring an incredible ancient painting. This painting, titled The Welcoming Procession, is an odd masterpiece of detail, despite its incredibly small and narrow scale. Within this tiny space, the artist depicted Moisao people, 4 chariots, 10 horses, 9 geese, and pig, and 2 dogs. This lacquer box is considered the world's earliest comic strip, telling a sequential story of social life during the Warring States period. The narrative follows an high official named Jiang visiting another noble during a vibrant autumn day centuries ago. Because the painting wraps around the entire box, it has no start or end, leading some to call it a continuous ancient loop. With the eastern side finished, the team moved to the south compartment, which held over more fine Hong Kong pieces of weaponry and chariot gear. Spears and halberds were stacked at the bottom, while bows and arrows hung above alongside heavy leather armor and shields. One unique spear featured an blade like an short sword, and an handle reinforced with rattan for incredible durability in battle. They also discovered on a bundle of bamboo slips with perfectly legible text, later identified as an etched detailed inventory of the burial. These records clarified the ancient names and purposes of the burial objects, providing an invaluable guide for the researchers. It took 4 teams, working 5 days and nights, just to finish clearing the 4 outer storage compartments. A total of multi tamtamnam items were found in the main chamber, including bronze basins and tripods used for daily meals. In the west compartment, they found a wooden bed and blank bamboo slips, leaving a mysterious wordless boat behind. However, the bed itself was a marvel of engineering, using complex joints without a single metal nail. This is China's oldest folding bed. It measures 2 meters but collapses down to just some more centimeters in minutes. Even by modern standards, the craftsmanship of this portable furniture is remarkably sophisticated and elegant. The north compartment held Omoy Bay household items, including a stunning dragon, headed walking stick inlaid with gold and silver. The dragon's head is intricately carved with flowing patterns and vibrant colors, making it a true masterpiece of ancient art. Here, they found tamtam bamboo slips, detailing legal documents and divination records with very specific historical dates. These documents offer a treasure trove of information regarding the politics, law, and geography of the CHU state. With 1,000,000 slips in total, this collection is hailed as an encyclopedia of CHU, finally revealing the identity of the occupant. The tomb belonged to Zhang Tuo, an high-ranking official that Luhat was served as the 3rd most powerful person in the CHU administration. His lineage traces back to King Zhao of CHU, and he was buried in Bacha Moy Sao BC during the height of the nation's power. Finally, they reached the inner coffin, which was protected by an exceptionally complex, multi-layered casing system. Inside the massive outer chamber was a nested series of coffins, each designed to provide maximum protection for the deceased. The final layer was an aged, rectangular inner box that held the remains of the high official himself. The burial set consisted of 3 layers, from an rounded middle coffin to an brilliantly painted, square inner coffin. In the lab, they uncovered the inner coffin, featuring 9 sets of exquisite gold and silver dragon and phoenix motifs. These mythical creatures were depicted in unsophisticated dance of swirling lines, representing the pinnacle of ancient design. This painted dragon and phoenix coffin is considered the finest of its kind ever discovered in China. Together with the folding bed, the ancient brush, and the bronze mirrors, the site yielded 10 world-first treasures. Inside the final coffin, the body had decayed, leaving a skeleton of a man about 100 meters tall, aged between Bamuay Lam and Bonmuay. He was buried with 2 bronze swords featuring jade and bone hills, signifying his high status even in the afterlife. Fine jade discs were placed around his body and waist, bringing the total count of burial artifacts to nearly 1,000 pieces. The Baoshan excavation remains a global sensation, revealing the incredible wealth and culture of the ancient CHU people. Despite all the ancient efforts to hide this tomb, history has finally come to light. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the ODV channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any new videos.